Well, I'm getting my keys back. It's so nice. They really make it feel like, oh, you're going to lose keys. And I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm going to. Blessings are cheaper. Lose a heart container. Gain a heart container. Always go blessings are cheaper. Yeah, why are some traps colored blue or green and such? Anyway. Having the foggiest, it's color-coded based on how long they take to charge. But in that case, they were all green for some reason. Oh, it's based on the Guardian. Alright. Oh, it's just me and Mathis. Sup, Mathis? How is Texas treating you? And I figured it was more of kind of like a, this is how long it has until it triggers kind of deal. I think color coding based on Guardian is probably better. That makes it easier to tell who I'm up against. At the very least. Because color coding it this way means, even if I don't exactly remember, I know what I'm supposed to be looking out for. Jack, be nimble. Jack, be quick. Jack finds a lot of treasure chests. Holy shit. It's weird. Seeing all of these people really does kind of drive home the idea of parasocial relationships and whatnot. Like, half of these people I've seen potentially dozens of hours. So, like, I don't know, Grand Pooh Bear, easy example. See him all the time at GDQ. I've never met the guy, probably will never meet the guy, and I definitely will never interact with him. Beyond just, like, running into his ghost running around. But, you know, there's kind of this weird sense of familiarity that you run into with another person in a game like this. Especially if it's somebody inside your social circles, somebody you're a fan of, or somebody that you've just, like, followed on Twitter for a while. And so, you know, with the whole, like, I guess Mathis and Texas thing. There we go. I follow the guy, yeah. I follow the guy on Twitter. And so I know where he lives now. That's weird, right? And the thing is, like, very real possibility the dude has no idea who I am. Or maybe he's heard of me, I don't know. I don't really care at this point. But it's just kind of this, like, weird one-sided thing where I know potentially an amount of the guy, amount about the guy. And I can act in a really familiar manner. But ultimately, we're complete strangers. This sort of thing is weird and, like, unhealthy, and it's not the kind of thing I want to think about too much, because it's spooky. Okay, so he right there. Here's the problem. We're going to have to juke him a little bit. Okay. I think we'll be fine. Yeah, we'll be fine. He's not that fast. Speaking of parasocial relationships, know of any good primers I could give to younger relatives to avoid having them fall into that whole trap? I guess the real point of it is just like I don't know. I almost feel like I need to make that primer to on my own end to recommend it, because it's one of those where it's like, I know there's a couple of good primers that I've seen, but they're very adult focused and not exactly the most generalized. Okay, I'm not going to go for the other chest. Devouring Rage is too spooky, and I don't want to deal with them. We are not making nearly as much money on not nearly as much money on this. You kidding me? You kidding me? I feel like he needs to reset when you get knocked back like that, but whatever. You think they'll add a bunch of stuff post-release? Gosh, I hope so. This game is great, but if they don't start adding like crazy stuff left and right, or even just add a bunch of crazy stuff before the actual release in a couple of weeks, I feel like it's gonna kind of do the Fall Guys thing, where it's just like some dedicated fans will keep with it for a while. Okay, I gotta go lucky. I'd like to go for that heal, but I want to go for heal 3 once I have a bunch of hearts. Yeah, let me think about that one. In terms of, like, parasocial relationships. Because when it boils down to it... Okay, now I'll just heal. Yeah, when I don't have a better option... I'm never going to use crouch jump. All guys added new stuff, didn't they? Yeah, but it took them a couple of months. One of the reasons why Fortnite did so well was because they effectively changed their entire development team at their desks for the first couple months after the Battle Royale's release. Just dumping new content out, which worked really well for them, but oh god, I feel so bad for the people working there. Anyway, as far as avoiding parasocial relationships go, I still feel like that's kind of the thing that no matter what, it's almost something that you have to end up on the wrong end of before you can really you really understand like what you're dealing with as a person. But I think the easiest and healthiest way to think about it from, like, teaching youngsters and whatnot is actually figuring out, like, do you know this person? And that having that healthy sense of, like, being aware of who a person is that you're interacting with, even beyond parasocial relationships. Shit. I wasn't looking where I was going. Okay. Go up. Might be more than that. I have no idea. Doesn't matter. Okay. But, like, internet stranger danger, I feel like is almost even more important to learn about first, because once you understand that, like, the person that you might be meeting over the internet, interacting with over the internet, you know, you might know them, but you don't actually know them, generally. And, like, it takes a lot to like really understand a person, but it's so easy on the internet because you see so much of a person's like life just posted in front of you, you know, on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube and whatnot. So I'm sure a lot of you guys actually know a fair bit about me. But I don't know any of you. And even then, you know a fair bit about me, but do you actually know me? Have we interacted in real life? You know, could you casually see me, like, seeing you at a restaurant, and expect, like, I would potentially just, sit down next to you and be like, hey, well, no, I'd probably walk up first and be like, yo, you know, sup, friendo, do you wanna share a meal, seeing as, you know, we're just coincidentally here? And I think a lot of people would still answer, like, yes, weirdly enough, but the answer is, like, a big no. Like, if somebody saw me, eating out at, like, PAX, for example, maybe if it was just, like, Shell and myself and it was PAX, but if somebody was, like, you know, found me at, I don't know, what's a good example? One of my favorite Thai restaurants in downtown Portland, and it was like, hey, Wanderbot, you wanna hang out? I'm be like, oh, hey, what? Because there's that kind of inherent fear of just like, are you stalking me? But the same kind of goes in reverse, with, like, interacting with other people. I've made online friends that I would never, ever, ever interact with in real life because I don't know them. You know, my guildmaster in WoW back when I was in high school, like, I knew the guy was a trucker, which, like, cool, and I knew a fair bit about him, but I would never go way out of my way to meet with the guy because I ultimately had no idea who he was. And I had no guarantee of, like, really what his personality was beyond being a, you know, my guildmaster in WoW. Which, like, I know of people that have had those long-lasting relationships, but that's the kind of person that you have to know for a while. that, you know, at this point, I don't think it would be weird for me to intentionally go out of my way to meet up with, like, Wholesomeverse members. Even though, like, I've only known a number of them for, like, a couple months. But, like, very real possibility I'm going back to Massachusetts. Oh, gosh. Very real possibility I'm going back to Massachusetts sometime in the next year, probably to get married. And while I'm there, I'll probably, like, reach out to V and just be like, sup? I know you're kind of far away from where my parents live, but you wanna hang out for a couple of days, seeing as I'm more or less in the area. And, like, that wouldn't be that weird. Oh, god damn it. That wouldn't be that weird because we kind of have that baseline social interaction, and it's a friendship that is on a very even, a very even power scale, question mark? That, one of the biggest dangers of parasocial relationships is that imbalance. That, you know, from my own perspective, I probably can't do that too much, which sucks a little because I need the money. There we go. You know, so if you have somebody that is a fan of somebody else, do we want to risk it? For a biscuit? Absolutely. I should be able to use this to juke the guy anyway. Alright, where the hell am I? Oh, we're over here. Wrong way, Mathis. Not that he can hear me. Ooh. That was a bit of a lag spike. Okay. Probably could have whipped that, but I think we're fine. I mean, we cleared the level, at the very least. Whew. Let's see. Heal, quick whip. Okay. Not much for survivability, but some nice power-ups all the same. Wander's getting married. Hey, we almost got married last year. Oh gosh, we still have one more level. That's spooky. Maybe just have Devouring Rage spawn where you spawn. Have the speed multiplier based on your distance away from it. Oh. That's an interesting point. Have it accelerate or decelerate the closer it gets to you. Okay, I almost whiffed it there. There we go. Okay. Now, do I hate myself? Yeah. There we go. But yeah, one of the other aspects of, I feel like, parasocial relationships that kind of gets touched upon. I think it's most relationships in general. Oh, thank you. Sanctuary, sort of. Hover slide, bonus art. There we go. One that gets touched on, but I don't think gets touched upon enough, is that power dynamic that I'm talking about. I think this is true of not just parasocial relationships, but like friendships, somewhat online friendships, relationships with other people. I've had a lot of sort of friends over the years, but I've had a couple of friends who have fallen victim to various imbalanced relationships. So I had a friend in high school who was dating a freshman in college, and that was just weird and wrong. Okay, Eye of Agony, thank you. I'm actually really curious if they have Devouring Rage turned off for this temple intentionally. That'd be the smart thing. Working with friends at jobs. I feel like that can work if there's no power imbalance. I don't actually know why I went for this. I don't think this is worth it. Really? I feel like that should do half damage if you run into the side of it. Or hell, I feel like running into the sides of those hammers shouldn't actually even cut you down too much. You've seen Devourer picked for this biome, it's dreadful. I've gotten really lucky and never seen it happen so far. Which is good, because, like, it sounds like it would be hell. He's so fast in the blue territory. Oops, that didn't work. He's so fast in the blue territory, I can't imagine it'd be good. Okay, managing friends at jobs can be a bit messy. Yup. I don't know how many of you guys remember the old Wholesomeverse days, or not Wholesomeverse days, Catterday days. Yeah, the old Wholesomeverse days. You mean the days that we are currently in. Anything over here? No. Feels like there should be, but there ain't. But the old Catterday days, I was effectively the manager of the entire group. You know, some people took like a some people took like a somewhat administrative role sometimes. Wow. There we go. But I was largely the one that picked the schedule, picked what we were doing, so on and so forth. And if something went wrong, it was usually on me. So if a day went bad... Oh, this frame lag is bad. I'm not getting my, my float jump triggers anymore. And that's actually why it fell apart to some degree, that because I was the one in charge of the schedule, the people that were, you know, I guess had other ideas with where they wanted the group to go, they didn't feel like they had a say. And when they did feel like they had a say, it was usually kind of a negative say. You know, it's just like... You know... Gosh, I don't even know how to put it. I mean, effectively, what ended up breaking the camel's back in that situation was that they started streaming and streamed like half an hour of themselves just ragging on the group, you know, publicly while I was hosting them, and I was just like, wow, this sucks, you don't do that. And it's like, that specifically really did damage my perception of like what it's like to work with other people that I'm friends with. I don't think I've like really come back from that in a comfortable way. Yeah. Whole thing on Ask a Manager about managing friends, and it does not work well most of the time. Yep. It's like, I can see situations where it does work, and I've been in situations where it absolutely does. But it's heck, and it's like, I'm frankly glad that Wholesomeverse seems to be relatively well adjusted. I think one of the biggest segments, the components of that is just the fact that most of us are actually not that young anymore. You know, think like over half the group is like over 30 years old, and that goes a long way to just like evening out people's temperaments, I think, unless something goes like hideously and terribly wrong. Because I guess the people that I had my disputes with Catterday crumbling, that was freaking. I saw it, and I thought, maybe I can edge the gap, and the answer is no. Okay. There we go. So I'm pretty hurt, but I got a lot of money. Let's hope we can get bonus art. I'll take it. And I'll go for the heal. Double jump is nice, but I don't use it. And then there's the gradual realization about how important communication actually is. Some people just never end up learning that. Yeah. One thing I've noticed about content creation and content creators and like YouTubers and streamers is I feel like it does also attract a certain set of personality types. Many people are quite well adjusted, but I've definitely run into some kind of busted people with how they interact with other people, how they treat other people, how they even just kind of perceive other people. And that is always kind of a bit of an issue as well. And it's weird managing that. Like, I've definitely noticed, I think a lot of us tend to be people that might err more on the side of, like, not necessarily going to say depressive. Maybe. But I had chicken or the egg situation. What came first? The YouTube career or the depression? I don't know. I mean, I know for me it's just seasonal affective disorder plus a couple other things. But that always especially makes everything even harder. Okay, so this looks like a weird hack. I'm just gonna go under it. Ooh. Why did that stop? Why did you stop? Why did that stop? Why did that stop? Whoop! I don't like this room. Ah. Where am I going? Ah. There we go. Oh. Okay, saves my bacon a bit. Ah. Nope. Huh. There's just nothing over here? Okay. It's like I feel like I missed something. But I don't think I did. There's something over here at least. Which we kind of need. I really need that 3-heart heal. We always get to this point on a purple run where there's just kind of this certain feeling of like, come on. There's a certain feeling of like, do or die, and I'm on the cusp of death. Maybe I'll be able to pull it off. I don't know. Let's see. If you're having trouble with the hammers, you can get towards the outside of their swing and just slide under them. Kind of depends on the platform, though. Doesn't always work. Not only communication, but how you communicate. How to give honest, constructive criticism. So few people bother thinking about how they say and what they say sounds. Yup. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's this room. Oh, that was a little closer than I wanted it to be. Okay. I think one way or another, this is going to have to be my last run. I love this game dearly, but I think I can only manage about 3 hours of it before my entire left hand just starts to hurt. Okay. Yeah, I think if that room didn't have the dart shooters, it has so much of an easier time with it. Okay. Well, that's some amount of money. It's still not enough, though. Which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, I need wait. Oh, 275. I was like, wait, I have 225. Off by 50. That's one more chest. I think we'll be okay. Ow. Oh, my poor fingers. I don't know what else I could give. Like, the idea of parasocial relationships and managing friends and so on and so forth is definitely the kind of thing I'd love to go into more, just from the perspective of, like, it is fascinating. As it is kind of terribly sad. Attacks every 0.58 seconds. Luckily, he doesn't show up here. I'd be a very sad, Puppo? I'm gonna not do this. I mean, I could. Let's not. Let's not. Does this mean we're lucky? Sometimes this means, one of the symbols on the door is already lit. Yep. Yeah, let's just go over here. Okay. Frig me, what the hell? Okay, well, at least this is kind of nice. There we go. Oh. Shit. Okay. As long as one of these isn't out of sequence, I think I'm fine. Really curious if there's a trick to that room. I don't think so. Okay. How do you guys feel about cheese? I'll have to double check if it lets me do this. Okay. Here's the thing. Where's the end here? I think they might have made this so you can't clip out. Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to be able to clip out. I don't think you're supposed to be able to clip back in. They actually armored this. Yeah, no dice. Dang. Because I was really hoping I could almost get my first purple win through the use of extreme chasms. But yeah, it looks like it's generally perfectly enclosed. Almost generally perfectly enclosed. So you can't pop in. Shame. Maybe there's an entrance. What are these things? Oh, it's probably... These are the light shafts. That's got to be what they are. Okay. Yeah, never mind on that. I was really hoping I could just float over and skip to the end, but no dice. Okay. 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 That was... Come on! I earned that. I earned that. All right. Well, yep. I think that's a good exit point for today. That was a great series of runs. We are solidly in the purple at this point, and I bet we can do it tomorrow. I just, gosh, did not want to be beaten, did not want to be played. And that sucks.